I'm in the gym 3 to 5 days a week, so a pair of solid workout headphones are mission critical for me. It's a lot to be in the gym that often, so music plays a major role in helping me stay motivated at high intensities throughout that week. And with that in mind, I was excited to check out the new Powerbeats Pro. Especially since my current gym daily driver is the Powerbeats Wireless 3. Now, I've had the Powerbeats Pro for a few days, so these are going to be my early impressions of using them. Taking the Powerbeats Pro out of the box and looking at each earbud, so you take them out the box, you get this little case, and looking at each earbud, they're a nice, straightforward loop that is flexible. You can bend it, shape it, like the Powerbeats before them, the Powerbeats Wireless. But aside from the wire that connects them being gone, there are other differences which are immediately noticeable. These definitely feel lighter and weighing in at 20 grams, which is less than an ounce, compared to 29 grams of the Powerbeats Wireless 3s. The in-ear seal is actually much improved, which ultimately is going to translate to better sound for you. I have some testing to go through, but these definitely sound fuller and more robust than the Powerbeats Wireless 3s. I've listened to hip-hop, EDM, rock and pop tracks, and they all sound really good. It should be noted that while you gain better sound fidelity because of that seal, you give up situational awareness. A better seal keeps sound in and outside sound out. It doesn't completely isolate you from the outside world, but you are going to get less outside sound than you did on the Powerbeats Wireless 3. But let's get back to sound quality. I was talking about some of the things I was listening to, Kendrick Lamar, some Paul Simon, Daft Punk Contact, listening to FLAC Files. And you definitely, with these, again, as a result of the seal, you definitely get a more airy sound. There's a bigger sound stage in these headphones than there was in the Powerbeats Wireless 3s. You definitely get a more solid bass thump without muddying up the image, the digital image, the stereo image. It really is a good sounding pair of headphones. And generally when I review headphones that I'm looking at for the gym, I tend to go a little easy on them because it isn't active listening. For the gym, it's more passive listening, more casual listening, because what you're really doing is using the music as a tool to help you get through a workout or motivate you through a workout. Whereas if you're sitting at home listening, you're actively listening to nuance and all the different elements that a good stereo image, that a good digital image, that a good music image provides. So I tend to go a little easier, but I was actually surprised by just how good these sound over the Powerbeats Wireless 3s. As you're listening to the tracks, you can interact with the music and phone calls independently on each earbud because each one has volume controls and the B logo, which allows you to play, pause, skip tracks, activate voice controls on non-iOS devices, reject incoming calls when you're in the middle of that steep incline treadmill session. So 9 hours each earbud on a full charge, but when you pop them back into the charging case, you're going to get about 2 more charges out of them. That's around 24 hours. The good news is you also get fast fuel charging on these, so 1.5 hours of playback with 5 minutes of charging and 4.5 hours of playback with a 15-minute charge. If everything is dead, meaning the case and the earbuds, it's going to take you about 2.5 hours to charge the case and the buds together, while the buds themselves take about 90 minutes to charge if this case is fully charged. And yes, they do have a Lightning port, so they're compatible with your iPhone's chargers, though they do come with a Lightning cable of their own. When it comes to power, you won't find a power button on the buds. They've created this so that they power on when you remove them from the case, and there are motion accelerometers built into each earbud that will know when they're off your head, and they're going to put them into a sleep state when they're off your head so that they conserve power. When you do put them back into the case, you actually get a reassuring magnetic click, so you know they're seated properly. It's really nice, really well done. And with regard to the case, if you're looking for something pocketable, I don't know. For me, I'm a big dude, so they really do fit in my pockets. There's a noticeable bulge. It's big, but they are definitely larger than the AirPod case if you're looking at these as an AirPod alternative. So I wouldn't say these are something you're going to want to keep in your front pocket. You might walk around with them in your back pocket. I don't necessarily know that that's ideal. If you carry your purse, I'm sure this is a non-issue, but if you don't, it's definitely something you're going to want to be aware of. Now, the Powerbeats Pro features the new H1 chip, which Apple says is faster and offers better connection and greater range than the W1 chip in previous devices. I was able to walk quite a distance from my iPhone 10 while I was at my desk, and the speed with which they connect to my iPhone was indeed lightning fast. And on iOS, of course, once you connect to one device, all your iCloud connected iOS and OS X devices will automatically be set up and ready to go for you. Now, in a future video, I'm going to go into more detail on the phone call portion of these because I think people are going to pick one or the other. So with that in mind, I've also taken several calls already in the car, outside, and haven't had any issues with people on the other end having a hard time hearing me or I them. Even in my car with the windows down, recently I was driving, had these on, having a conversation, and nobody could hear the wind noise. That's actually pretty phenomenal. But this is early, have more testing to do. We'll see how they hold up. I'll probably put a fan in front of my face and do those as well. Ultimately, I'm looking at this as I would most Pro devices, and that is this a Pro upgrade from the Powerbeats Wireless 3? Does this warrant the $50 price difference? While it's too early to tell, at this point, it's definitely promising. The fit, the seal, the sound quality, they're definitely an upgrade from the Powerbeats Wireless 3. The addition of the case, this hard case, is definitely an upgrade, and the fully wireless ability is definitely an upgrade. I'll have to get more time in at the gym to tell, as well as some more phone call time, because at $250, you're going to want to use these for more than just being at the gym. You'll probably be considering these for that coveted daily driver position in your life. So that's all. That is my early impressions of the Powerbeats Pro. Now, I will have a more in-depth review coming up for you soon. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Any questions you have about the Powerbeats Pro, leave me a comment. I'll get to them. We'll also take a look in more detail at the second generation AirPods coming up soon. Thank you for joining me on Tshaka Explains It All. You can check me out on Instagram at Tshaka Armstrong. You can find me on Twitter at Tshaka Armstrong. And on Facebook, I'm Tshaka Explains It All. That's our brand page. Thank you very much for watching.